Law&Crime, everybody. So one of the things we're doing is we're waiting to jump back live in the Tiffany Moss trial. They're in a recess. We're just not sure how long it's going to be, and maybe we can get some perspective on what's actually happening. Vincent Hill from the Law&Crime Network has been there following this trial, difficult trial to cover. And Vincent, I'm confused. What exactly is she requesting? She's requesting a meeting with the judge, but just she and the judge?
That's right. She requested an Exparte, and her words were something she would need later, and she wants to have discussions about going forward at this point because of whatever it is that she may need later. She wants to discuss that with the judge now. The judge said just before lunch that she could write it up, and he would read it, take it under advisement, and then go from there. So, we're yet to know what that is, what she may need later at this point. But she's saying, hey, before we talk about moving forward, I want to discuss this with the judge, Jesse. So we're all up in the air as to what that is.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not the only time I've been scratching my head at this case. I mean,
Yeah.
She did not provide an opening statement. She did not cross-examine any witness. She did not provide any objections. And as we all know, if you don't provide objections, it seriously limits what you can argue on an appeal, especially yesterday when her husband testified, right? I mean, that was just insane what happened yesterday.
That's right. Yesterday, of course, day two during testimony, Amon Moss testified. He talked about some text messages he actually got from his wife, Tiffany, and it talked about little Amani possibly defecating on herself and wiping it on the wall. So let's take a listen to part of his testimony yesterday.
Would you get calls from Tiffany during the day?
Yes.
Did they ever talk about Amani?
A lot of the time they were text messages.
And what were the types of text messages you would get?
One incident said Imani boo-booed and put it on the wall. Got another call telling me that Imani boo-booed again and put it in the oatmeal in the food. I'm just going down the list of different things. Or Imani tried to run away.
Would it be fair to say that a lot of the texts that you got had to do with Tiffany claiming that Amani was misbehaving?
Yes.
So you're her father. What did you do about that?
I didn't do absolutely nothing.
Right. Did you believe your wife when she told you that?
I did.
Why?
I don't know. I had questions, but I did.
Did you ever seek out more family counseling for your child?
I didn't.
Did you ever take her to a doctor to see if she was sick?
I did one time. It was in, we were staying with my mother-in-law, but I didn't stick to the appointment.
So you really didn't take her to the
I didn't really. I went to one thing.
And when you say that Tiffany was telling you that Amani boo-booed, that means she went to the bathroom, right?
Yes, defecated.
And did you ever see evidence of feces on the wall of your apartment?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever see a bowl with oatmeal and feces in it in the sink?
No.
Wow, what a crazy day in court that was, Vincent. I mean, really, you have a guy who basically sided with his wife over his daughter. Am I looking at it the wrong way? What did you make of him testifying? You were there for every minute.
No, you're looking at it exactly right, Jesse. I mean, I was inside that courtroom, and, as a journalist, we're supposed to report, we're supposed to be unbiased, but as a human, as a father, honestly, I got sick to my stomach just listening to some of this stuff here. And it's sad that he referred to Amani, who would have been 16 years old just 3 days ago. A few times he referred to her as the thing. I put the thing, referring to her body, in the truck. Or I put it in the computer room. So he talked about his little girl as a thing or an it, Jesse. It was just heartbreaking. And I was sitting just feet away from Robin Moss, the grandmother of Amani, and she was in tears listening to her son give that testimony. Now, today, Jesse, we heard testimony from Chris Ford with the Gwinnett County Police Department, our DA's office. He's a forensic investigator. He was talking about some text messages between Amon and Tiffany, who he had saved in his phone as sexy wifey. And those text message talks about some of the testimony Amon gave yesterday. Let's take a listen.
If you could identify text message number 77 by telling who it's from and what the content of it is.
Number 77
Yes, sir.
is from a phone number of 678-471-6469, and the contact name is associated as Sexy Wifey.
And what does the text message say?
It says, I told her last night that if it starts itching, do not touch it because that means it's healing.
All right. I'd like you to go up to the top of that page to text message number 70.
All right.
Can you tell us who that was from?
That's from the contact name Sexy Wifey.
And what is the content of the text message?
So Amani boo-booed while at the computer and wiped herself with her hands and spread her shit all over the mouse pad.
Do both of those indicate that they were read or missed?
That they were read.
If you can go to the next page from the back and look at text message number 63. Can you tell who that is from?
Yes, sir. The contact name is Sexy Wifey.
And can you tell us the date of that text?
That is on October 10th, 2013.
And does it indicate that it was read?
It was read, and it also indicates that it was deleted and recovered.
Can you read the content of that text message?
Yes, sir. Amani burned her damn legs. I put aloe on them and put her in the room. SMH, shaking my head. She dropped her tub water on them.
Can we move up to text message number 62?
Again, from Sexy Wifey. She said she wanted to see what would happen.
Can you tell us the date? First of all, can you go back to 63 and tell us what time that was?
That was at 4:21 p.m.
And what was the time of 62?
So the first one was 4:21:47 seconds p.m. and the other one was 4:21:48 p.m.
Now, what's important to note here, keep in mind, there was no proof. You heard testimony from Amon Moss himself. There was no proof that Amani actually defecated on herself, or there was no proof of these burns. You know, he was just taking the word of, as he called her, sexy wifey, Jesse. So as a father, he wasn't doing his duties, in my opinion, to check on his daughter.
Yeah, love is strange. I guess that's one way to look at it, Vincent. I got to ask you, as he was testifying, we were so focused on him and what he was saying, talking about, you know, this body was in the house, didn't do anything, went to work, talked about disposing.
Right.
We didn't have an opportunity to see Tiffany. What was she doing when he was testifying? What was her demeanor? Was she taking notes? Can you get any sense of that?
I didn't see her take one note. The only thing I saw her do the entire time was her staring at her husband. I mean, looking him eye to eye and just being intent, focused on him and what he was saying. But I didn't see her take one note. And, you know, I expected, you know, this being her husband, this being the co-defendant in this case, that she would object to some of the questioning from the state,
right,
or at least cross-examine. She didn't do any of that, Jesse.
Yeah, it's bizarre. We're trying to understand exactly what's happening here. Vincent,
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on. Well, can't wait to jump back on with you, and we'll see how this case is ultimately going to conclude.
All right, Jesse. Take care.
Thank you.